Hi, I'm Volunteer Manager Ed Sublett. Thank you for joining me for a virtual tour of the Joy of Music School.
The Joy of Music School is a nonprofit with a mission to provide quality music education for financially disadvantaged, at-risk youth. The school was founded in 1998 by Mr. James Dick, a local businessman, philanthropist, and supporter of the arts. Mr. Dick visited the W.O. Smith Community Music School in Nashville in 1997. At W.O. Smith, kids pay 50 cents for a lesson. Mr. Dick wanted a similar school, but wanted it to be completely free for children of financially challenged families in Knoxville. In the fall of 1998, the Joy of Music School opened in its first location, a space provided by the Boys and Girls Clubs of America at a place called the Moses Center. The school started small with a handful of students and only a few teachers. However, due to budget cuts to local arts and music education in public schools, the demand on our school became much greater than anticipated almost as soon as the doors opened. It wasn't long before it became obvious that the space at Moses wasn't going to cut it. The search for a larger facility began. It ended in 2003 when the school relocated to the former home of the Tennessee Public Defender's Office at 1209 Euclid Avenue. The move allowed the school to immediately increase its capacity. There is ample parking as well as 2 lobby areas for families and students to comfortably wait before and during lessons. One thing the Joy of Music School is not is a drop-off location. Parents or guardians are required to wait on the premises while their students are taking lessons. During a typical week, the Joy of Music School teaches 200 students or more free of charge. We are only able to do this thanks to the kindness and generosity of 100 or more volunteer music mentors who come from all corners of our community to give back their love of music to children with the talent but not the means. We truly could not do it without them. So thank you again for taking this tour and for exploring how you can donate your time, energy, and talent to help our students. Here we have our Star Prize cabinet. Star Prizes are a great way to reward good behavior and hard work. More on that later in the tour. For now, know that they can earn stars and cash them in for prizes. And when they do, like every other positive thing they accomplish, we like to celebrate them. We love to give them opportunities to perform and shine. We have winter recitals in December at local senior living facilities. Most years, a couple of dozen Joy of Music School students will head out to a few locations to perform holiday favorites for the residents. In May, we end our school year with our spring recital. Students audition to perform. We typically see up to 75 students hit the stage. Some are performing for the very first time. Others are showing off how much they've learned over the years. It's a very rewarding day for everyone involved. In addition to our recitals, we are always looking for opportunities for our students to showcase their talents. As we continue into the school, our first stop is Studio 1. We have a total of 16 studios, most of which have at least one piano and some acoustic treatment to help control the volume when it gets busy. All the instruments you will see during the tour were generously donated by members of our community. Continuing past Studios 1 and 2, we have our kitchen on the left. The refrigerator is usually stocked with beverages, and we often put out snacks and sometimes dinner as a token of appreciation for our volunteers. Down this hallway, we have Studios 3, 4, and 5. We have a supply closet which, when it gets really busy, becomes an extra studio. This is a harpsichord that was donated by the Clayton Center in Maryville. Past the harpsichord, we have administrative offices on the left, Studios 6 and 7 on the right, and Studio 8 straight ahead. As we turn the corner, we encounter a wall full of pictures of past student performances. This wall is full of history and great stories. One of the best is the tale of Tabor Gable. Tabor started out as a clarinet student when he was about 11. Within a few years, his teachers came to realize that he was actually an incredibly talented young jazz pianist. During his high school years, he was tutored by Jerry Coker, an iconic jazz professor at the University of Tennessee. Tabor attended the Hart School of Music in Connecticut as an undergrad and earned his master's at Juilliard, all on scholarship. Today, Tabor makes his living as a professional musician playing in venues all over the world. I mentioned the Star Prize cabinet earlier. The Star Prize system is a fun way to help children understand their basic responsibilities as a student and as a person. Students earn a star every week that they are on time, prepared, practiced, and polite. This not only helps them understand our expectations, it is also a great way to begin to develop a mentoring relationship between teacher and student. The Joy of Music School is a member of the Knoxville Area Mentoring Initiative along with the Knoxville Leadership Foundation, Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Tennessee, Girls on the Run of Greater Knoxville, and the YMCA of East Tennessee. The goal of the initiative is to highlight the importance of mentoring, to bring awareness to these area organizations, support new mentor growth, and improve social support networks among participating mentees. This area is the Volunteer Station. It's where volunteers start their day at the Joy of Music School. Here you will find posted news and information about upcoming events. We ask that you sign in when you arrive and out when you leave so that we can track your volunteer hours. You'll get a folder and a name tag. In your folder, you'll find weekly assessment sheets for each of your students. The assessment sheets serve as a way for you to communicate with our school administrator to let her know whether or not your students met the criteria to earn a star. Students get their own folder. You will find practice assignment forms in them. We hope your students are going home with a clear assignment and recording their practice time every week. Continuing into the second half of the building, we have Studio 9 on the left and the big room on the right. The big room is the school's largest space. It is used for our group classes such as choir, general music, and baritone ukulele, as well as for board meetings and guest performances. This is what I call the Hall of Fame. News articles and posters detailing events that have involved and benefited the school over the years. We are an organization that often finds itself in the public eye. This is my favorite room in the school. It's where I spend my volunteer time teaching teenage students how to create their own compositions in a class I call Multimedia Production and Engineering for Teenagers. In fact, the music you're hearing was created by students in this class. Down this hall, we have Studio 11 and our finance office on the left, and another wonderful resource that we would not have if it were not for our community's generosity, our library. The Joy of Music School is part of the Berklee College of Music's City Music Network. Berklee City Music Network is a collective of schools throughout the world that provide arts education for underserved children from elementary through high school. They provide us with an online resource called Pulse, a program designed to help support various methods of teaching music. If your student needs an instrument, chances are we have one for them. We are fortunate to have an abundance of good instruments thanks to donations from many kind people in East Tennessee and from around the country. Here we have our drum studio. The drum teachers take advantage of one of the laptops we have available for computer-aided learning. This is our outreach office. Our outreach programs allow us to extend our teaching well beyond the confines of the building. On a good week, we are teaching several hundred students at outreach locations throughout the area. Finally, at the end of the hall, you'll find my office.
Thank you again for taking the tour. I hope to see you teaching here real soon.